Rachel's mother and brother. And I met with them, we had lunch, and they're devastated at a level that nobody can really imagine. Rachel was a cherished 37-year-old mom, beautiful woman of 5 incredible children who adored their mother more than anything in the world. They loved their mom. Earlier this year, while Rachel was out on a run, she wants to keep herself in good shape, and she ends up getting killed. In her neighborhood, she was brutally raped and murdered by an illegal alien who was led into America by Kamala Harris and her policies of stupidity. Savage.
Say it, Trump.
Person who committed this heinous crime first killed another woman in El Salvador before walking across our open border. Just walked right in. They didn't have this then. He then attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in Los Angeles where they were very badly hurt before murdering Rachel. And the area where Rachel lived in a very different part of this country. It was cold-blooded murder. Patty and Michael, I would just, first of all, thank you for being here. I know it's tough, but they want to let people understand what's going on here.
Let them up there.
At
the RNC, they let people like this talk, people like him.
So if you would, I'd love you to say a few words.
Go ahead, bring them. Let's go.
Please.
See the kind of president he is?
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Absolutely. We don't want it to happen to other people. That's all.
No.
See?
Yeah. Hi.
Heart-wrenching.
I was just thanking President Trump for the invitation to come and to share Rachel's story. Rachel was 37 years old. She had 5 children. She worked. She owned a small business. She worked very hard to support her family. And the trail that Rachel ran daily was a trail that we as a family would walk over the last 25 years that we've lived in Maryland. It's a very safe, small trail, very public, very open. Moms with baby carriages go down this trail. It's very safe. I was in Kentucky. We had a grandbaby that had passed away. When I got a phone call from my son, and he said, "Mom, there's somebody here that would like to speak to you." And when I said hello, the person on the other end said, "Hello, Mrs. Morin. This is Detective so-and-so. I'm the lead detective on this case. There's no easy way to tell you this, but we found your daughter's body. And if they find the body, you know that she's dead. And they wouldn't say, 'We found Rachel, she's alive.'" And so they found my daughter's body. And when they found it, it just recently has come out that she was brutally beaten, raped, and then stuffed into a drain pipe. We're 18,000 miles, 1,800 miles from the border. And because of this open border, we've had not just my daughter, but we've actually had 2 in the same county that we're from, where illegal immigrants have come in and have caused rape and murder of our citizens. And the reason why I came here today and I accepted the invitation is because I really want our words to be heard, and I really want you to take to heart what we're saying. We're not here for a political stand, although we are. We're here because we're losing our moms, our daughters, our children to criminals. And that shouldn't happen. We should be taking care of our country, our people. And the only way I believe that's going to happen is if President Trump is reelected.
That's right.
As president.
That's right.
And we close up this border.
That's right.
And we put policies
That's
back
right.
into place.
They got
that
the
were there
angel
before.
parents for the
Instead of
fentanyl
this
too.
open border thing. We're gonna end up being a third world country if it continues this way. And I truly, I hope that you will just take my words to heart, because it's devastating to lose a child, but even more devastating when you see the pictures or you see the body and you really understand what's happened to that person. So please take to heart, this is a very, very important issue, and it's one that's either going to make or break our country. It's not so much, it's about America, it's about Americans, it's about us taking and protecting ourselves and looking out for each other. It's about protecting our families. So, thank you.
Thank you, Judy. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a lot of courage right there.
Thank you very much, boy. And there's story after story like that. Also with us is Alexis Nungari and Hoamel Guevara, the loving mother and uncle of precious Angel Jocelyn
Oh,
Nungari. Jocelyn was a 12-year-old girl from Houston whose life was stolen by two criminal illegals that Harris freed into our country for no reason whatsoever. They were known as monsters. 2 months ago, after walking to the convenience store, these criminal migrants kidnapped Jocelyn, tied her up for 2 hours, violently assaulted her, and strangled her violently to death. Charged with Jocelyn's wicked murder are two illegal aliens from Venezuela who came across our border. Just walked across like there was nothing to it. Couldn't do that 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
nope.
They were in Border Patrol custody. They were gotten, they were nabbed, and were then released into our country. Alexis, we cannot fathom your pain. There are so many people that are going through this pain. But we pledge to always hold Jocelyn in our hearts. And Alexis, I'd like to have you maybe come up and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you very much.
So I would love to thank Donald Trump for giving us this invitation to be here and to say a few words to the staff that's been so kind to help us in this very hard time. My daughter was just 12. She had dreams to be famous. She wanted to be a famous actor. She was so funny. She was her own personality.
Push the mic down a little.
It's been very hard. It's been very hard. June 17th was the day her life was taken. She was left with no clothing from the waist down, was thrown in a bayou, left strangled to death.
Oh, my.
We believe, yes, she was assaulted off of DNA kit that has been, but it's still very, very early, and it's still very, very raw, and it's still very, very surreal. And they had no reason to do anything that they did to Jocelyn. There was over 300 detention beds that they should have been at because they were detained and they were released when they shouldn't have been released. They had an ankle monitor, didn't stop anything. So now I have to go through the rest of my life with my son, always asking for his sister. And I just really, really, really want everybody to please take into consideration how important border control is, because we're losing very innocent people.
Look at them begging.
To heinous crimes.
Begging,
Shouldn't
begging,
be happening in the first place.
begging
So
people.
please,
Come
please, I really
on.
hope
This year is
everybody
so
can
important to
hear
vote
my
for
pain.
Donald Trump.
To just
Look at these parents.
please he needs to be in office, and we need better control. We need to stop this. We need to stop losing our littles. We need to stop losing children, mothers.
Gosh, I watched the DNC
Sisters.
for 3 nights, nothing.
Because now I get to grieve every single day.
They're not even talking
Every
about
milestone
this.
that hits.
You guys all know what they're
It's
talking
harder
about,
because
right?
She's not there for it.
We know.
She's gonna be a 7th grader. She had her whole life ahead of her. Her whole life ahead of her, and it was viciously taken away by 2 evil, heinous monsters. So thank you again for taking the time to listen to my words. And please,
Oh,
help him make a change. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Just take care of yourself, okay? So Jocelyn is in heaven now, looking down on us right now. And in her name and her memory will be
gosh, it's just
fighting
really
to protect
terrible.
every American daughter and child.
Nobody wants
That's why
to
we're
help
here,
and
because
talk
it's what
about
happened.
the border.
And has happened by the thousands. There are thousands of people that are in horrible situations like this. As Kamala gives her convention speech tonight, she will not mention the victims. She won't even talk about them, although now that she sees us, maybe she will.
Maybe she will. They do
Should not
that.
say their names or express remorse to their families.
Yeah.
Kamala says she wants to talk about the future. No, these people want to go back to the safe past.
They
We don't have a
do.
future with open borders and all of the other problems this country has.
It's all they
The
talk
crime
about is
problem,
hope and joy.
just
Do
like
these
they
people
rigged
have
the
hope and joy?
818,000 jobs number, they rigged the crime numbers too.
It's terrible.
And that's also been a